In part 2 of this series, we'll continue answering the questions from where we left off. We left off with questions E, F, G, and H. Let's start with question E. We'll use our calculator. We have four numbers being multiplied. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 significant figures. This one has 4, this one has 3, and this one also has 3. So our final answer has to have 3 significant figures. That's the rule when it comes to multiplying and dividing numbers. So 3.1007 times 9.441 times 0.0301 divided by 2.31 gives us the answer of 0.381. Now I said earlier that it has to have 3 significant figures. So anything after this one is insignificant. Before you record your answer, you have to check to see if the first number that's discarded is greater than 5. Notice that this 3 is less than 5, so we won't round up. Our final answer is 0.381. 0.381. In question F, we are adding and subtracting. When you add and subtract, the rule is that you have to select the number with the lowest number of decimal places to represent your final answer. So while this has 3 significant figures, this has 4 and this has 4, your final answer needs to have 1 decimal place regardless of how many numbers come before the decimal. 0.881, we're adding this, plus 132.1 minus 12.02 gives us the answer of 120.961. Remember, your final answer needs to have 1 significant figure after the decimal place. So our final answer should be 120 point, this 9 is retained, this 6 is discarded but it's greater than 5, so this 9 will go up, this becomes a 0, we end up with 121.0. 121.0. Let's move on to question G. In question G, we have a challenging problem here because we first have to add these and then multiply all the numbers and divide the sum of these two. At the same time, you have to retain the correct number of significant digits for these two numbers while you perform the calculation. Here's what I mean by that. When we add these two numbers, we should have a number with 2 decimal places. So let's start with that. 44.11 plus 1.223, that gives us 45.33. So we retain these 4 numbers and we discard this last 3. 45.333. Now, the trick to these questions where you have different operations, such as multiplying and adding, is that you have to retain all of the numbers, but remember that this number stopped at the 3. So I put a dot underneath that last important number. Now I'm going to multiply these two and divide by this whole number at the same time. 2.5110 times 1.20. Keep in mind that your final answer should have 4 significant figures because this has 5, this has 4, and this has 4 even though 5 numbers have been written. So divided by 45.333 gives us 1.1742. This 2 is insignificant. 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 numbers are important. So our final answer is 1.174. Finally, in question H, we have to find out what the answer to these two are. The answer to this number has to have 1 significant figure because this has 4 and this has 1. And we'll note that when we do the calculation. So let's find out what that answer is. 12.01 times 0.3. We end up with 3.603. 3.603. We're not going to round right now and discard the 6, 0, and 3. We're going to keep all 4 of these numbers and place a dot right there. Now that we've indicated that this number has 1 significant figure, when we add this number to this number, our final answer has to have 0 significant figures after the decimal place because this has 1 number. Don't worry about these. Let me show you what I mean. 3.603. This number has 1 significant figure. These 3 are insignificant right now. plus 4.811. And remember, the rules for adding is that you retain the lowest number of significant figures after the decimal. This has none. This has 3. So your final answer, this is 8.414. 414 are insignificant. Our final answer is simply 8. And there you have it. That is how to calculate using significant figures.